Thing. Wow. Howdy. Welcome to my second meeting. And I hope you like the new look. So we brought everybody all up on board so that we're all equals here. But I'm glad to see everybody here. So we're going to start with our workshop. And to start the workshop, we have a presentation from Marissa Scheinfeld and Isaac Jeffries with the Borscht Belt historical marker a lot. Well, I'm not sure what that's what you're there for, but.
Hello, and thank you for inviting us to speak here, Supervisor and members of the board. We are the Borscht Belt Historical Marker Project. We are dedicated to really honoring and celebrating, preserving the famed Borscht Belt era of the Catskills. We established ourselves a few years ago, and our whole mission is to preserve the history of this unique cultural phenomenon that happened right here in Sullivan County and also Ulster County. Our efforts reflect the Borscht Belt and everything about it, the way it was created, its heyday, its impact, not only on Catskill life, but Jewish life, and as well American culture and American history. I'm just going to go through this quick, but for those of you that aren't aware, the Borscht Belt was located here. It was over 535 hotels, 50,000 bungalows, and it offered leisure. It provided community, culture, tradition for largely American Jews who could come here and be. And early on in the early 1900s, they were denied and excluded. So in this area, they created this real renaissance and this real place of refuge. So our markers talk about that, highlighting Sullivan County. This is a great brochure, Sullivan County, #1 in the nation for a zestful, restful vacation. And the Borscht Belt was really impactful. It not only impacted entertainment and music and architecture, but also the way that people even think about a vacation, the model of the all-inclusive. This predates Vegas, this predates Atlantic City, and it really was the epicenter of so much. Up there is the Concord, the Nevele, the Raleigh, the Hotel Evans, so many places and people that our markers highlight, from Mel Brooks to Joan Rivers to Jerry Seinfeld and more. The markers also highlight celebrity and cultural figures such as Dr. Martin Luther King, who actually came and gave his last interview in the Catskills 10 days before he was assassinated, Eleanor Roosevelt. Such a huge history in this area of boxing, from Muhammad Ali to Wilt Chamberlain, Floyd Patterson, Rocky Marciano. And the era left a huge, huge imprint. And in many ways, the era has disappeared. So our mission is really, myself and Isaac and our whole team is really to create these immersive, large-scale historic markers and plant them all over the county. Our mission really is to create this system that connects all the towns so people can learn about the stories and so history has a place. Our long-term goal is to unite the trail by a self-guided audio driving tour. Our markers go specifically in places where people naturally interact. We don't want to put them in places that are difficult. Often roadside markers are difficult to read. The markers are gifts to the community. They're $5,000 each and funded by the Jewish American Society for Historic Preservation. So there's absolutely no cost to the town. And the markers are enhanced with photographs as well as QR codes, which blend both old technology, if I may say, like a historic marker, with a new technology like QR codes and photographs. We intentionally put them on public domain lands and in places where people can easily maneuver. And we also do not want to put them, and our sponsor will not put them, anywhere in flux for sale or that may get knocked down. So our idea is to have it visible and somewhere where it can be in perpetuity. Our goal is obviously to reach people who live the era, but truly our goal is to reach the younger generation, people who are finding this area, living in this area, and do not know about the history. And these are some examples of our South Fallsburg marker. This is our marker over at Resorts World. And I mentioned the cost, no cost to the town. They're very big. They're bigger than the New York State marker. They're 30 by 42. They're custom made with QR codes. This is our marker dedication in Bethel, our Loch Sheldrake marker dedicated this summer on the left. And then each marker is dual-sided. So on one side, you see the history of the town, for example, Loch Sheldrake. And the other side, you always see what the Borscht Belt was. And it's a general explanation for anyone who approaches the marker. On the left is our marker in Mountaindale, really talks about early railroad history. And on the right, our marker in Parksville, highlighting places like the Young's Gap and even famous singers like Bobby Darin, who got his start in Parksville. Our Hurleyville marker is a nod to Mel Brooks, who got his start in Hurleyville at age 14, as well as many other stories and histories. In addition to talking about Jewish history, our markers also highlight other histories. Our Greenfield Park marker highlights the African American hotels in the region. Our Ellenville marker highlights Chinese resorts and the many minority groups and ethnic groups who found similar refuge in this area. This is Buddy Hackett's daughter, a famed comedian who came to one of our dedications, an Ellenville marker. This is the family of Gilbert Gottfried. The project has been super joyful, super fun. This is Elliot Landy. He was the official photographer of Woodstock, and he photographed Woodstock, and he came out to our dedication, and one of his panoramic images are on our marker. Our marker in Woodridge talks about very progressive co-ops and insurance co-ops and food co-ops, and all of the really pioneering things that happened. Other markers highlight the role of women, and all of our marker dedications have public programs, free public programs where we want the community to come out. They're highly curated. We want dialogue, storytelling, and an awareness of history. And these are just some examples of our events, partnerships with Bethel Woods. We've had events at Resorts World. We've had events all over the county, and they bring out people of all ages. They're multi-generational. Her name is Celia Duffy. She was the ice skating queen at Kutcher's. 2025 welcomed the installation of 5 markers: Ellenville, Greenfield Park, Loch Sheldrake, Woodburn, Parksville, and Livingston Manor. We had over 1,200 people come out to our events. They're really fun, combining all different aspects from music to lectures to artist talks. This was a tour we did of a former Borscht Belt hotel, as well as a musical event. And it's really historic, immersive. Our goal is to educate and make history fun. Our long-term goals are also to make a curricula for local students to understand the region and its impact. As of our inception, there was 0 historic markers to honor the Borscht Belt. Today, there are 15, and we hope 2026 will welcome 5 more with completion of the trail in 2027. I'm just going to go through this pretty quick to finish up and give you our ask. But these are our various partners, so many different towns, so many different organizations in the county, collaborations, and really just a joyful experience bringing the community together. We have markers approved for 2026 in Ferndale, Roscoe, Glenwild, and Rock Hill, and the Western Catskills. And our ask to you tonight is to approve a marker that will honor Wurtsboro, Highview, and Spring Glen. We would like to put the marker in front of the Mamakating Historical Society. Wurtsboro and this whole area, Highview and Spring Glen, according to the Catskills Institute, had 28 hotels and 50 bungalow colonies attributed to the Borscht Belt era. We would like to put it at the Historical Society. We think it's the most appropriate, as close to 209 as possible. This will hopefully then link that marker with our marker in Ellenville, Greenfield Park, Mountaindale. We have a plan for one in Kerhonkson and Accord, and then also up the road in Rock Hill, where I grew up. This is a rendering of our marker that the board has received, and we're happy to send it again. This is where we'd like to put it, roughly somewhere in this vicinity, wherever it would be approved by you, and as well as the Historical Society and UDIG, who would have to be called to figure out that there's no pipes or anything below where we want to dig the marker. And we would like to do this sometime this year, ideally, have a fall ceremony, invite the public, do something really fun and celebratory, and have the marker be uniting on our grander trail. We are the Borscht Belt Historical Marker Project, and we're here to answer any questions, and thank you for your time.
Well, on behalf of the board, I'd like to thank you for what looks like a great project. I know that the board's excited about it. We will get together and come up with a final determination, but I don't see that there's going to be an issue. And I'm sure everybody's excited to have you there. It's just great history, and it's a really cool thing to see come into town. So I thank you for all the work that you've done.
Well, thank you. And for anyone in the public that wants to visit our website, it's May the Borscht Be With You. And for anyone that's here, we have, and anyone that's here, we have postcards and lots of promo materials, all designed by Isaac. Again, thank you so much.
Does anybody on the board have any questions for our presenters?
She answered my question.
Okay.
I think there was a question about the location, right?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. If there's anything else, thank you.
Okay. Oh, please.
Yeah. Thank you.
Don't forget the supervisor. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you very much. It sounds like a very exciting project. We're going to follow up with a short presentation from the Lake Alliance, Jessica Lansdale. This is a project that's been ongoing, and she'll explain to you. She's been here prior and explained this, and so before the board comes to a decision, she's going to represent what she'd like to do.
Hello, Mr. Goodman, members of the council. Thank you for having me today again. I was here, I think, almost exactly a year ago, introducing the critical environmental area designation for the Delaware and Hudson Canal Reservoir Lakes area and watershed. I put together, we completed the package over the past year of the justification and the final map, which actually is not final. We can play with the boundaries. The Hudsonia report, which is the environmental study that Hudsonia did in the area to justify why it's a critical area, and a list of all the organizations that backed us on this, and our petition, which we have over 1,200, I think 75 signatures from residents in this area. Just to recap, the critical environmental area designation is brought to you by a diverse coalition of organizations and residents looking to safeguard the Delaware and Hudson Canal Reservoir Lakes area and the watersheds related to that here in Sullivan County. It would span 2 townships. It would span part of Mamakating, and it would span part of town of Thompson. So they would be actually 2 separate designations. The LCA, Lakes Community Alliance, is advocating for this designation because it would encourage additional consideration during local government review of the environmental impacts associated with large development proposals. Only large development proposals, as mandated by the Seeker Act. We believe that this extra layer of scrutiny is essential for ensuring that the environment is protected and that community voices are heard. We are, as everyone knows, we are undergoing a rapid period of development here, and we need to take steps to protect this significant natural area. Now, a CEA designation does not have any zoning teeth to it, and it really is only meant for large developments. But what it does is it provides the educational document that explains why the area is critical. And from that, you can later on, should you choose, do conservation overlay zoning. You could use the map to pull out areas that you want to protect in the future. Peter and I were just at a meeting where we were looking at discussing possible properties that could go into conservation easements and be protected. This is an excellent way to figure out what properties could be pinpointed for that. It also helps you meet all sorts of climate goals that Hochul has put in place. So I do have a presentation. It's about 25 minutes long, but as part of this would end up being a local law. So because of that, I would need to have a public hearing, an official public hearing to explain this and bring people in. So what I'm asking today is that you vote to move this forward to the public hearing so that members of the community can come out, see the presentation, and then we just have the discussion. It's not about deciding yay or nay, or even deciding what the boundaries would be, should we go with this? It's really just to move it forward. And then I can really just explain why everything is so critical, what it means in terms of development. I know everybody's a little squirrely about that. And also just get people excited about the concept.
A waste.
Just a little background, the Delaware and Hudson Canal Reservoir Lakes area. It's between the Bashkill wetland system and the Rusa Gap State Forest and the Neversink to the west. And the area is rich with lakes, the wetlands, the streams, all water sources that flow to the Bashkill and to the Neversink. The area has intact, healthy forests and lakes, and it serves as a crucial wildlife corridor connecting the Bashkill, the Shawangunk, and the Rusa Gap to the Neversink. It's home to unique and biodiverse ecosystem as well as thriving residential communities. And so we feel it's imperative, the Lakes Community Alliance, that large development proposals within this area be approached with caution, not that they be excluded or prevented, but just that they be approached with caution, as they could affect the natural environment and the communities. So that's my ask, is that you vote today to move it to a public hearing.
As much as I'd like to tell you yes right now, I'm going to leave it. We're going to continue with the board. I'll reach out to them and I'll have an answer for you
Okay.
as to whether or not we'll have a public hearing on it. I'll try to have that done within the week.
Okay. Did everyone here get the package, the hard copy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
I just have one question. Do we need a public hearing to have the presentation?
Well, if I'm going to have a public hearing, it's best to have the presentation then, right? So, I mean, I could give two. I could come back and give you your own presentation.
No, just to see.
It just seemed like I didn't want to take up 25 minutes of time.
And I agree and I appreciate it. And I don't want to sound rude in any way, shape, or
Yeah.
form.
No, you're not.
The presentation might convince us either to do the public hearing or say, no, it's a waste of our time.
I see.
You know what I mean? Does
No.
that make sense?
I think if I'm getting it right, if you get in touch with me, we can schedule a presentation.
We could actually do like a virtual one. That would actually be really,
That'd
could
be
do
great.
that.
I think
Right.
just not, at a board meeting to 25 minutes is a long time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I'd be happy to schedule something with you.
So why don't we do that? Why don't we schedule a virtual presentation with me and I can walk you through everything and answer
Sure.
any questions. That'd be good.
Yep.
All right.
that'd
Thank
be
you so
great.
much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Okay. Next issue on the work session is a town historian's office dedication. We have a presentation here by Dave Lewis. Been working very hard at enhancing the historian's office that's in the historical building. And we've created an office inside the building and he has our historian with us and he'd like to make a presentation.
Yes, I just wanted to recognize our community for realizing that we needed a office for the historians for now and in the future. And our community donated generously. And I just wanted to recognize some of the people who donated. We have a plaque to put onto the office door. The Larson family, the Himalayan Hillside Farm, the Crystal Connection, Janet and David Leibold, Kathy and Frank Labuda, Tina Marie Photography, John and Tina D'Agostino, our family donated, the Lewis family, and Certified Lumber donated a lot of money toward the material for constructing the wall. So I just wanted to thank people in our community and let the community know that there's another resource to learn about the past of our community and help the community grow in the future.
I thank you for that. I thank both you and Verdana for all the hard work that you've done as our historians. You guys have done tremendous work, and very pleased to have that office in a town building. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the workshop is the official undertaking. The official undertaking is basically to list something similar to what we did last month with the reorganization, which lists all the signers of checks and all the officers. It's basically just a historical document that the town people have to sign. And so before all you guys leave, I think everybody's name is on that list. So before the meeting ends, please see our town clerk and make sure that you sign the undertaking. I skipped one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't follow order very well.
Don't worry, I've done that too.
The prior thing was the budget modifications. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at them?
Yes.
Okay, Ann's been very busy catching up on a lot of things from the past. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Glad I left that. Thank you. And the last thing in the work session is something that I am super happy and proud to be able to do tonight. In our presence, we have a centurion. Is that the proper term? Centurion? I don't know. We have somebody who has been in our town for a very, very long time, has put an awful lot of effort and help into the community, is one of the pillars that we have here. And we're going to have a chance to recognize her and congratulate her for everything she's done. So I have a proclamation, and Mrs. Benson, if you could, or you don't have to come up if you don't want to, or if you, oh, absolutely. All right, I present you Miss Annie Benson. Annie will turn 100 on January 30th. So rather than waiting till afterwards, we wanted to present her with a proclamation. And I'm going to read through a little bit of her history and congratulate her. So whereas 100 years ago, on January 30th, 1926, Granny Annie Benson, who was also from the Rivas family, was born in Monticello Hospital to Anthony Rivas and Anna Rapp Rivas. Whereas Anna attended primary school in a one-room schoolhouse and went on to graduate from Monticello High School in 1943. After graduation, she went to Brooklyn Hospital School of Nursing, where she received her RN in 1946. Whereas Granny Annie, as she become affectionately known, moved to Wurtsboro in 1948 after marrying her husband, Ralph Benson. They built their home together on Henry Street, and they raised 3 children, Wayne, Jeannie, and Glenn. Whereas Anna spent 41 years working as a nurse in Sullivan County before retiring in 1988. During her career, she was among the medical staff to lend a helping hand during the famous 1969 Woodstock Festival. She spent many hours raising funds for the American Heart Association and going door to door for local cancer drives. Whereas Anna also loves working in her garden. She's a big country music fan and has been a longtime member of the Community Church of Wurtsboro. She has spent time raising funds for the church, organizing church dinners, and going above and beyond for her community. In more recent years, she is focused on spending time with her family and attending the activities of her great-grandchildren. Whereas Friday, January 30th, 2026, we will celebrate Annie and her 100th birthday. Now, therefore, I, Peter Goodman, Town Supervisor of the Town of Mamakating, do hereby proclaim the 30th day of January 2026 as Granny Annie Day throughout the town of Mamakating. I'd like to have everybody give her a big round of applause. Say happy birthday.
Or say happy birthday. It's not till the it's not till the 30th. Okay. I could go there. Happy birthday.
Okay, you want it? Okay.
I think Granny Annie should lead us in the pledge.
Okay. Moving on to official business. Mrs. Benson, could you possibly help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
You're getting up, yeah. Nice.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much for that.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay. Move. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for making sure that she got here and happy birthday. to
Happy
all-
birthday.
to all of you.
From the car.
You're welcome. Okay, next on the agenda is public comment, which is 3 minutes each individual, 30 minutes maximum. So if anybody has comments on anything that was in the workshop. History Day, what? Thank you, Verdonna. Good night now.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Wow. Took the wind out of everybody's sails. Nobody's got a comment. Okay. Okay, moving along. Highway Superintendent's report. Tom is not here. He's been out working very hard. He's trying to catch up on some missed sleep. So we have a report from Tyler? Who's got the report?
Tommy put in as expected, crews have been out many hours working the last few weeks on snow and ice control. That doesn't seem to be slowing up with the large storm possible this coming weekend. When not plowing, some crews have been busy in the shop making repairs, performing PMs and replenishing sandstorms. We were able to sneak in a day with tree innovations last week, and we have 3 days left there. So during lulls between storms, they'll be working on that. Respectfully submitted, Tommy Morrow.
Thank you, Tyler. Okay. On to the supervisor's report. I did not prepare one, but I'll riff a little bit for a second here. The the last 2 weeks have been very, very interesting. Getting a chance to do firsthand what the supervisor does, and Mike has done a great job of getting me there. It gives you the opportunity to do a whole bunch of neat stuff. Last week, I got to present some Howells firemen with longevity awards, the firefighter of the year. It was an honor to be able to go down and salute our first responders. Been busy at a grand opening of a new business in the village. Anybody has a chance, please go down to the Wurtsboro Antique Mall, Wurtsboro Antique Mall. Quite a place. They got a ton of stuff. There's something there for everybody. And then, as an aside, and not through my supervisory duties, but I got to come here to Town Hall yesterday and perform a marriage ceremony to a new couple starting their new life. So it's been a very exciting time, and I thank you all for putting your trust in me to be here. So thanks. It was great. Next is the 2025 abstract number 29 for a total of $83,861.59. Do I have a motion to approve that abstract?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Matt, second by Michael. Is that your name? Okay. Next is the 2026 abstract number 2 for $243,404.43. Do I have a motion to accept? Motion from Tyler,
Second.
second from Jim. And the third abstract we have, which we had to move some money around. Thank our clerk for getting the tax money out to keep the town running. Is a abstract number 3 for $1,511,711 even. Do I have a motion to accept that?
Motion.
Motion from Gary,
I'll second.
second by Rob. Okay. The financial reports. Has everybody had a chance to look at the financial reports?
Yes.
Okay. Motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Second from Michael. Okay. Approval of the minutes from January 6th, 2026. Everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
I have a motion to accept.
Motion.
Motion from Matt,
Second.
second from Tyler. Okay, all approved? I didn't ask.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? There you go. Okay, the resolutions are going to approve the budget modifications. Didn't we just?
No.
We didn't do that. So do I have a motion to approve the budget modifications?
Motion.
Motion from Gary,
Second.
second from Tyler. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Approve the official undertakings. Everybody saw that, and I have a motion to approve the undertaking.
Motion.
Motion from Michael,
Second.
second from Matt. Got to get used to everybody being up here. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed?
Didn't you set this up? You don't.
I did, but I'm still getting used to it. And do I have a motion to approve the proclamation for Granny Annie Day?
Motion.
Motion from Matt,
Second.
second from Tyler. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Happy Granny Annie Day. Okay, committee reports. We have a few, so who wants to start? You already read the highway. Okay. Somebody had something for the meek? No. There's did I not give it to you? The clerk's report?
I got the clerk's report.
Okay, would you like to read the clerk's report?
If it's my turn, yes. I got the town clerk's annual report for last year, 2025. And rather than bore you with a bunch of statistics, I summarized it.
She was busy.
Little help from AI, but I did summarize it. We both summarized it. But I would like to say that if you read the stats, these are just statistics. This really doesn't even reflect the busyness of their office. The phone ringing, people walking in, can't read the giant sign in front of the lobby that says court is downstairs. I mean, just dealing with stuff, just dealing with, I'll read the summary, if that's all right, with Karen. The town clerk, presented the annual report detailing office activity, service volume, and revenue collected during the year. During 2025, the clerk's office processed a high volume of resident services, including dog licenses and renewals, marriage licenses, handicap parking permits, hunting and fishing licenses, a lot of notarizations and certified copies of records. Most notably was issuing almost 2,000 hunting and fishing licenses to the New York State, the New York decal system, which also raised a lot of money. They collected a total of $30,560 in change during the year in fees. Some had to be given back to the state, but at the end, the remaining 19,442.29, it represents the town's portion. And it's just been a very busy year, and you just can't summarize it with just stats. So she's a very good town clerk, and I'm glad we have her.
Hey. Okay, we also have a report from the Meek.
Yep, I'll take that.
Nope.
So there's a lot of great activities coming up at the Meek, the Mammakini Environmental Educational Center. On Saturday, January 31st is the Winter Festival, including activities include walks, campfires, s'mores, maple tapping, all sorts of stuff. There is an admission for that. Sunday, February 1st is the snowshoe walk along the O&W Trail. That's free as long as you're willing to brave the cold. Friday, February 6th, paint and sip. Sunday, February 8th is a presentation by Dr. Walter John. And February 16th on Sunday is a presentation regarding squirrels. I didn't realize there were 7 species of squirrels here.
Do you have a list?
I do not know them all, no.
I got 3 in my head.
And then going into February 21st is another event where you can identify the types of animal tracks. Also remember Nature Tots is every Friday at 10 a.m., ages 2 to 4. There's a lot of great stuff for kids and adults. And there's some flyers on the table there. Take advantage of this resource that we have because it's really a neat place.
Thank you, Rob. Announcements. Does anybody have any announcements? Michael?
Yep, I have one. I have a ward meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I don't know if I'll have a fancy spread like Peter, but you know. But yeah, if anybody willing to come out tomorrow in the cold, I'll be here at 6 o'clock. So anybody from Ward 1 or anybody from the town would want to stop in and chat, I'll be here.
ShopRite has great cookies. Just to let you know. Any other announcements?
I have an announcement.
Okay.
Anybody else wants to go, they can go.
No. We want.
I have an announcement, and I also have a statement I want to make regarding the highway when they're out plowing. According to the state police, there were 2 incidents during the last storm. One was pretty much a road rage incident with one of the plow drivers. Somebody, anyway, there's a road rage type incident. And the other incident happened in the village, and it was somebody struck one of the plow trucks. And you're going to come out in the losing end if there is a declared snow emergency and these guys are out plowing with their lights on. You're probably not going to win that one. So please don't travel and please be careful with the plow drivers. And I want to add an editorial that on Facebook, a citizen or resident from the village decided it's a good idea to bash the plow operations that were going on all night in the village. And I find that inappropriate. And the guy caught a lot of heat for doing it. And if you have a problem with the plow operations, report it through channels. Don't go on Facebook and blast these guys that are out there like till they can't even keep their eyes open, working hard. And I have an announcement. That's it for the highway rant. I have an announcement that The VFW, the American Legion, and the Wurtsboro Fire Department are planning for the July 4th, 250th celebration of America. They're planning a march, not a parade. We're going to march from the American Legion. It's exactly 1,776 steps, depending on your stride, up across in front of Danny's, down a sidewalk, and across Henry Street and back to the firehouse, where they've agreed to cook hamburgers and hot dogs for an all-American lunch. It'll probably start around 10 a.m., be done by 1 o'clock. Won't interfere with any fireworks activities. I've already got people with revolutionary uniforms saying they're going to come. Details to follow. I'm hoping that the town maybe could put a link up on the website and have people, register for it so we know how many people are coming, but it's a march. It's not a race. It's not a grueling march. It's about a mile. So details. That's grueling for you? We can, motorized vehicles may be an option.
1,776 steps.
There's gonna be a Jeep. George is gonna bring his army Jeep down.
Jim will push in a wheelchair.
We have a golf cart.
Down, only down. So it's gonna be something, the last meeting, our town historian said we better do something, so that's the plan for now, unless it gets trumped by something else. That's in the works.
Sounds exciting.
Gonna be exciting.
On the same note, it's gonna be a week later, but our fireworks display at the airport is gonna be the same day as Founder's Day. And we are also gonna do a presentation for the 250th anniversary also. So hopefully everybody will come out like they did last year, so
Going to be a lot more this year.
let's hope.
Absolutely.
It's really, it takes a village. We've all come together nicely and we'll thank everybody that cooperating so that we can make this happen. Mankato was important for this recognition. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Radon. We're the mother. Response. Public comment. 3 minutes each individual, 30 minutes maximum on anything, yes? Anything that we've discussed. Please. I'm floundering here, Chris. I need somebody to get up and talk.
You don't have to. We can get out of here.
Chris Leffer, and I'm assuming that most everyone is aware Ogle highlights housing and affordability in state address. Last week, at the legislative meeting, I brought up this thinking that was leading to one thing to the other, insofar as there are the Wolf Lake, not the association, but there's a group of people who got together and got miscellaneous items for the so-called children, homeless children. There's several definitions of that, but I won't go into all of that. But last week at the meeting, at the government meeting, it was mentioned that there are 3 counties, not just Broome and Monroe, to receive, I don't know how much each one will get, $4.5 million from the state. It's called Child Care Expansion Pilot Program, statewide universal child care. Pre-K for 4-year-olds, and in the city, if anybody's following that, pre-K for 2-year-olds. That sooner or later, we taxpayers are going to pay for all this. So I don't know where all these monies are going to come from. I guess maybe neither anybody else. Because here in this paper, it doesn't mention anything about dollars and cents, where it's coming from, but other than, what I would want to suggest, a bunch that I want to say. It was suggested up there in the legislative meeting that why isn't Sullivan County getting any of these funds? So it was suggested up there to have a bunch of people get a bus, ride up to Albany and complain and ask, why not? But I don't know about going that far when we have our representatives, two legislators we could harass, and we also have Paul Pay, the assembly person, to find out what's going on, why we're not parcel of all this money that's being doled out. I don't have any answers for all this stuff. There's a lot of questions there. One thing is that maybe if the board could get our two legislators here and browbeat them and the wonder, ask them the questions. Why? They pop at that time they didn't know either. Then perhaps, like I said, getting a bus, drive up to Albany, you can campaign, playing all that stuff. Here's another part here about why universal pre-K matters. This is an opinion of Warfield Valley Times on January the 15th. And they're quite in favor of having all of these issues. And one thing that's mentioned here is the creation of a new Office of Child Care and Early Education. Another one of those governmental things to increase government's bigger and bigger. A centralized office charged with overseeing new care options and supporting the workforce brings coherence to a system that has often felt fragmented and inequitable. I won't bore you with any more of the details. Anybody wants this, they can have it, read it. It's not my opinion, it's this opinion. But these numbers here of $4.5 billion for pre-K for 4-year-olds in New York City for 2-year-olds. I don't know where the child care expansion pilot program, statewide universal child care. And it's story. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Peter, I had one. I know it's a little bit early, but the Ward 2 meeting, board meeting will be held on Thursday, February 19th at 6 o'clock here at the town hall. Probably won't have cookies, but anybody who's got an issue for Ward 2 or any of the other wards is welcome to attend.
Really sold that, Uncle.
Good evening.
Yankee Lake, and I just want to commend the highway department and thank them personally. Sometimes it's so hairy up there, but they're always out there. They do a great job. Personally, I got myself into a ridiculous situation in the depot on Sunday, which I won't recount because it was really embarrassing. They got me a tow truck. They were kind, and I think that means so much in these horrible times. So I just know that they get a lot of flack, and I am their cheerleader. I think they're great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Make sure that gets passed along. Brittany, do we have anybody online?
I do not.
Okay. We don't have an executive session tonight. Leaves just a motion to adjourn. So I'll do it.
Second.
That's a quick. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight.